Due to the overwhelming questions I get concerning accounting and mathematics and computer tech and even foreign languages, well, I don't often get a chance to talk about computer tech as much as I want to these days. And then to add on top of that, there have been people that have been asking me about the health care bill and about Medicare, Medicaid, and Social Security. That keeps me quite busy nowadays. And of course, keep in mind, I'm working a 35-hour-a-week job. Boy, that really keeps me busy. But I did get a question from Holy Spirit Power 2010, and I wanted to answer his question at long last. Well, part of it anyway. The rest of it, I'm going to do a little more research, but I'm going to give you part of the answer. You had asked me about Rimm, R-I-M-M. Well, the R here, see that little R right there? It stands for Rambus. Rambus is a company that makes memory chips, okay? And for those of you who don't know what I'm talking about here, you need to go back to the video where I said SIM versus DIM. And I'm going to write that down here real quick. That's right, folks. I made a video at one time called SIM versus DIM. And it is because of that video that Holy Spirit Power 2010 wrote me a letter and asked me about Rimm. Well, Rimm comes from the Rambus Corporation. Now, in order to understand Rimm, you first must understand SIM versus DIM, and you need to watch this video before watching this one here. Okay? Now, the Rambus Corporation, you can find this on the internet at www.rambus.com. Okay? Now, Rambus memory can transfer data at rates as high as 800 megahertz. Now, this is great and fantastic, except for of course, for the price tag that comes along with it. Intel motherboards support Rimm memory. Now, I presume, and I'm just thinking here, that Intel motherboards also support other types of memory, but I do know that they support Rimm memory because they have a contract with the Rambus Corporation to have Rimm memory on their boards. Okay? So, if you were to buy an Intel motherboard, most likely you would go out and buy Rimm memory. Now, I don't know about Asus motherboards. I use Asus myself. I do use Intel microprocessors, but I use Asus motherboards because I find them to be incredibly sturdy. Alright? But Intel motherboards do support Rimm memory. And, like I said, that Rimm memory can be a lot more expensive than the regular memory like the SD-RAM or the DDR-RAM or something like that, okay? Now, why would you want to use Rimm memory? Well, if you're doing a lot of videos, if you're doing videos like this, or you're actually playing video games, and that would probably be a better reason to do it. If you're doing a lot of video game playing, Rimm is a way to go, because the data transfer rate is incredible. And right now they're working on a way to transfer data at rates of as high as 1600 megahertz. And that's why it is very appealing for video graphics boards to use Rimm memory. And you'll find this Rimm memory on a lot of video graphics boards because it has a high data rate transfer process. Okay? And the first use of Rimm memory can be found in any Nintendo 64 that you own, PlayStation 2, and I'm sure that there are other game consoles. I don't know whether Xbox uses them or not, but I'm sure there are other game consoles that use Rimm memory, and I'm sure Nintendo probably used it with the Wii. I can't guarantee that, but I'm pretty sure they did. And I can be pretty assured that if you looked at a PlayStation 3, you'd find Rimm memory in that. Like I said, when you have video-intensive applications, Rimm memory is a good thing to have. But like I said, it also carries a very high price tag. For people who do that kind of video work, it's great. But if you're not doing that much video work, it's not worth the money. Let's far as I'm concerned. Anyway, that's a brief story about Rimm, and you can go to the Rambus Corporation website and you can read more about it. And I hope that answered at least some of your question. I will try to get to the rest of it at a future time, so stay tuned.